you tell God the Father it was a kindness you done. I know you're hurting and worried. I can feel it on you. But you ought to quit on it now. I want it to be over and done with. I do. I'm tired, boss. Tired of being on the road, lonely as a sparrow in the rain. I'm tired of never having me a buddy to be with, to tell me where we's going to, coming from, or why. Mostly I'm tired of people being ugly to each other. I'm tired of all the pain I feel and hear in the world every day. There's too much of it. It's like pieces of glass in my head all the time. Can you understand?
Yes, John, I think I can.
Let's walk over to my office. What do you want to talk to me about?
Well, when you got to the majors, you played only one inning of one game. What happened that inning?
It was the last day of the season. Bottom of the 8th inning, we were way ahead. I'd been up with the club about 3 weeks, but I hadn't seen any action. Suddenly, old John McGraw points a bony finger in my direction, and he says, "Right field." Yes, sir. I jumped up like I was sitting on a spring, grabbed my glove, and ran out on the field.
Did you get to make a play?
I never hit the ball out of the infield. Game ended, the season was over. I knew they'd send me back down. I couldn't bear the thought of another year in the minors. So I decided to hang them up. Oh, sit down.
Thank you. So what was that like?
It was like having this close to your dreams, and then watch them brush past you like a stranger in a crowd. At the time, you don't think much of it. You know, we just don't recognize the most significant moments of our lives while they're happening. Back then, I thought, well, there'll be other days. I didn't realize that that was the only day. And now, Ray Kinsella, I want to ask you a question. What's so interesting about a half an inning that would make you come all the way from Iowa to talk to me about it 50 years after it happened?
I didn't really know till just now, but I think it's to ask you if you could do anything you wanted, if you could have a wish.
And are you the kind of a man who could grant me that wish? Well, you know, I never got to bat in the major leagues. I'd have liked to have that chance, just once, to stare down a big league pitcher, to stare him down, and just as he goes into his windup, wink. Make him think you know something he doesn't. That's what I wish for. Chance to squint at a sky so blue that it hurts your eyes just to look at it. To feel the tingle in your arm as you connect with the ball. To run the bases, stretch a double into a triple, and flop face first into third. Wrap your arms around the bag. That's my wish, Ray Kinsella. That's my wish. And is there enough magic out there in the moonlight to make this dream come true?
What would you say if I said yes?
I think I'd actually believe you.
I can't talk about this with
Come
you.
back here, come on. I want you to sit down here. I want to talk to you. Sit there. Now you listen to me because I'm only going to say this once and I probably shouldn't say it at all. There is nothing that you know about your father that I don't know. Nothing. And understand better. Okay? You make concessions when you're married a long time, but you don't believe you'll make when you're beginning, when you're young. You say, oh, I'll never tolerate this or that or the other thing. But time goes by, darling. And when you've slept together 1,000 nights and you've smelled like spit up from the babies when they're sick and you've seen your body droop and get soft, and some nights you just think, oh, God, I'm not going to put up with it another minute. But you wake up in the next morning, and the kitchen smells like coffee, and the kids have their hair brushed all by themselves, and you look at your husband, and no, he's not the person you thought he was. But he's your life. And the kids in the house and everything that you do is built around him. And that's your life. That's your history, too. And if you take him out, that's like cutting his face out of all the pictures. It just makes a big hole. And it ruins everything. You can be hard, Ellen. And you can be very judgmental. And with those two things alone, you're going to make such a mess out of your life you wouldn't believe. And I want to be able to tell you these things in 10 years. And when I think how most of what you learned so far came from your dad, it hurts my heart to think how little I have gotten
Don't,
done.
Mom, don't.
Yes, I
Just,
want, yes.
let's
Somebody
talk
let me
about
speak.
that. Can we?
I want to talk. You let me talk. Now let me talk. Your dad won't let me talk because he says I'll upset myself, and you won't let me talk. Oh, Mom, please don't talk. Brian's the only one who lets me talk. He's never here. I want to talk before I die. I do. I want to be able to say the things. I want to say the deep thoughts.
Okay.
Without you shushing me, because what I say hurts you.
Oh.
Tired of being shushed.
What do you want to say?
I already said everything I want to say. Except I'm sad.
What?
I'm sad that I won't be able to plan your wedding. So promise me that you won't have a ring bearer or a flower girl, because those kids always just misbehave and then they distract from the bride. And don't invite too many people.
Well, you know, I might not even get married, so.
Whatever. If I knew that you would be happy, I would close my eyes now. I would. It's so much easier to be happy, my love. It's so much easier to choose to love the things that you have. And you have so much. Instead of always yearning for what you're missing, or what it is you're imagining you're missing. It's so much more peaceful.
I'm sorry, but I don't want to be an emperor. That's not my business. I don't want to rule or conquer anyone. I should like to help everyone if possible. Jew, Gentile, black man, white. We all want to help one another. Human beings are like that. We want to live by each other's happiness, not by each other's misery. We don't want to hate and despise one another. In this world, there's room for everyone, and the good earth is rich and can provide for everyone. The way of life can be free and beautiful, but we have lost the way. Greed has poisoned men's souls, has barricaded the world with hate, has goose-stepped us into misery and bloodshed. We have developed speed, but we have shut ourselves in. Machinery that gives abundance has left us in want. Our knowledge has made us cynical, our cleverness hard and unkind. We think too much and feel too little. More than machinery, we need humanity. More than cleverness, we need kindness and gentleness. Without these qualities, life will be violent and all will be lost. The aeroplane and the radio have brought us closer together. The very nature of these inventions cries out for the goodness in men, cries out for universal brotherhood, for the unity of us all. Even now, my voice is reaching millions throughout the world, millions of despairing men, women, and children, victims of a system that makes men torture and imprison innocent people. To those who can hear me, I say, do not despair. The misery that is now upon us is but the passing of greed, the bitterness of men who fear the way of human progress. The hate of men will pass, and dictators die, and the power they took from the people will return to the people. And so long as men die, liberty will never perish. Soldiers, don't give yourselves to brutes, men who despise you, enslave you, who regiment your lives, tell you what to do, what to think, and what to feel, who drill you, diet you, treat you like cattle, use you as cannon fodder. Don't give yourselves to these unnatural men with machine minds and machine hearts. You are not machines. You are not cattle. You are men. You have the love of humanity in your hearts. You don't hate. Only the unloved hate. The unloved and the unnatural. Soldiers, don't fight for slavery, fight for liberty. In the 17th chapter of St. Luke it is written, the kingdom of God is within man, not one man nor a group of men, but in all men, in you. You, the people, have the power to create machines, the power to create happiness. You, the people, have the power to make this life free and beautiful, to make this life a wonderful adventure. Then in the name of democracy, let us use that power. Let us all unite. Let us fight for a new world, a decent world, that will give men a chance to work, that will give youth a future and old age a security. By the promise of these things, brutes have risen to power, but they lie. They do not fulfill that promise. They never will. Dictators free themselves, but they enslave the people. Now let us fight to fulfill that promise. Let us fight to free the world, to do away with national barriers, to do away with greed, with hate and intolerance. Let us fight for a world of reason, a world where science and progress will lead to all men's happiness. Soldiers, in the name of democracy, let us all unite!